again, this is Nicola of Nicolawmakes. I wanted to come on tonight and do a quick YouTube about my experience of Walthamstow Market this weekend. Having seen many reviews of the market, lots of YouTube videos, I was really excited to go and find the legendary man outside Sainsbury's. Unfortunately, the weekend that I happened to not be in Scotland and be in London, Storm Denis arrived. Disaster. What did I do? I decided to go anyway. I thought it's going to be off, but you know, you don't get it if you don't try. So off I trundled. My husband and his brother and our little boy Lewis went to watch Dulwich Hamlet play football, and I went off and took myself on the tube from Brixton all the way up to Walthamstow. It went the whole length of the line. I got there and it was still pouring with rain, the wind was starting to get up. Came out the station and looked down the main street and there wasn't very much there. There was a handful of market stalls, but I thought, no, I've heard and I've spoken to Specky Seams just before I left as well, and she'd obviously recommended that there's lots of stores, lots of shops to go into along the high street as well as on the market. So I thought the first thing I'll do is I will head down to Sainsbury's, find this man outside Sainsbury's, and I'll work my way back from there. And I walked the length of the high street and got to Sainsbury's, and there was no man outside Sainsbury's. The man outside Sainsbury's was more sensible than I was. He'd gone home for the day because it was torrential rain. I was soaking. My brolly was turning inside out. It was miserable. So I thought, well, I'll go into some of the shops while I'm here. However, I was on my own and I wasn't very brave. So I went into a few shops and had a bit of a feel of the materials, but I wasn't brave enough. And then I went into one and happened to be standing admiring a fabric, a nice viscose fabric, and the man said to me, "Are you okay? Can I help?" And I just grabbed it and said, "How much is this fabric?" And he said, £2 a metre. And that was it. I said, "Right, can I have 3 metres please? I don't know what I'll make with it." I'm trying to get a bit closer so you can see the colour properly. It's a kind of turquoisey kind of colour. It's coming up a bit bluer on the camera. Don't know what I'll make with it yet, but it's beautiful, it feels nice, and at £2 a metre, even if it doesn't work, it'll be good for a muslin, good for a twill. I'd admired some wax prints in some of the other shops, but again I wasn't quite brave enough to ask how much they were or anything. There was a lot of the shops were quite busy with the market being so quiet. People had gone into the shops, and being on my own, and I didn't really know the lay of the land, and I hadn't been brave enough to ask. So while I was there, I said to him, "How much are your wax fabrics?" Again, I've watched a lot of Specky Seamstress videos, and she uses a lot of wax prints. Certainly used to when she was first starting, when she was practicing and learning. And he said, "Which ones?" And I pointed at a pile and said, "Oh, they're £5." So I said, "I'll have this." So if you get a bit closer, it's a kind of tie-dye effect. It's purple and orange, and I absolutely love it. Now for £5 I thought, well, I'll not be getting the 6 yards because wax fabric usually comes in 6 yards. I thought, well, I won't be getting 6 yards, it'll probably be 3 yards. But I'm fairly sure, I've not been brave enough to unfold it right out, but I have started to unfold it, and I'm fairly sure there is actually 6 yards there. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it, what I'm going to make with it. So any ideas or something that will take it, the main body of it is quite a big print if I wanted to get much of the circles in. I'm thinking perhaps the back of a top, have it as a back or a front, try and fussy cut it so it's got the panels. That's what I'm thinking with that. So I got 2 in one, and I spent £10 and got potentially 8.5 metres, because I only had 2.5 metres of this one left, so I've got 8.5 metres for £10. So that's pretty good going. It's not even £2 a metre. With this fabric, I think I am going to give the Wilmslow culottes a bash. I've seen quite a few vloggers chatting about these culottes, and I think they'll be quite nice. This material is nice and light. My work gets really, really hot in the summer, so I'm thinking that's probably what I'm going to do with these. They'll be nice for wearing to work. and it'll also be nice to wear in the evenings. We're going to Tunisia in the summer, so it'll be quite nice to wear something loose and cool in the evenings. And then I wandered into a few more stores, but again, I wasn't really sure, wasn't quite brave enough. And then I went into this lovely store. I gutted I never found out what the name of the shop was, but it was a lovely couple, and it was a man and wife who seemed to own the shop, and they were really, really nice. So I went in and asked them, had a look around and was admiring their fabrics, and he said, are you okay with this? Well, what I'm really looking for is I wanted to make the Stella hoodie, so I wanted some sweatshirt fabrics for that. Hadn't really found anything. It's not the right kind of shops, it's not the right kind of family. There's a lot of African fabrics, a lot of lacy sari type fabrics in the shops around, and there wasn't really much in the way of sweatshirts. So he directed me up to where his scubas and other kind of softer materials were, and I said, he gave me a bit of chat about how much it was. Usually it's £6 a metre, but today I'll do it for £4 a metre. The market's quiet. The same chat he probably gives all of his customers. But he was nice, he was pleasant, so I went with it. So I got 2 metres of this. I think it's a scuba, although it's quite a thin. If it is a scuba, it's quite a thin scuba, so it's like a peachy colour. It's not very thick, but it will certainly work for a Muslim, for a twill of the Stella hoodie. It'd be quite a nice lightweight one for in the springtime, I'm thinking, if it's wearable. If it doesn't turn out wearable, if it's too thin, then at least I've tried it. It's not that expensive, and I'll be able to use it for something else because it's quite big pattern pieces. And then I was still thinking the Stella hoodie when I got this one, although I'm actually, when I've got it home on reflection, there's not any stretch in it at all. So I also have this, I've got 2 metres of this mustard colour, and it's kind of like a crepe. It's quite a thick material. It's got the thickness of what I would say is a scuba, but it's literally, it's got a tiny bit of stretch in it. It's not, I'm not sure, I think it's probably a polyester type material. It's not, it's nice, it feels quite soft on the inside. It's not something I've sewn with before, but again, it might make quite a nice pair of culottes or 3/4 length trousers for in the summer. It'll do for my holidays as well. We were hand luggage only. To be fair, I probably would have bought a couple more wax prints if we hadn't been hand luggage only. But I think with being the weather as well, I was quite keen to get back to my brother-in-law's house and get dried off. We were going to a gig in the evening, went to see a band called Los Campesinos, who me and my husband both really like. So I wanted to have a sleep. We had to get up at 4:30 in the morning to get our flight down to London. So I gave up. Storm Denis got the better of me. But it was nice, and it would be an experience, and I would definitely go back. It'd be quite nice to go back with somebody else who enjoys sewing and who gets the same kind of buzz out of looking at material and choosing material. It was a wee bit lonely on my own, if I'm honest. So that is a really quick insight into my experience at Walthamstow Market. I think it's something I'll definitely have to try again, hopefully on a dry sunny day when there's a few more market stalls out. Hopefully get to see the legendary man outside Sainsbury's. Thank you for watching. If you like what you see, please do subscribe and press the like button below so I know you like what you're seeing. If you've got any suggestions of things you would like to see me vlogging about, any challenges that I've come up against, anything that I'm really enjoying at the minute, please do let me know. Otherwise, I hope to have another video ready in the next week or so. And if you follow me on Instagram, you will also see what I'm up to in terms of sewing preparation. Thanks for watching, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye!